Have you ever wondered about the psychology of Jeffrey Dahmer? Jeffrey Dahmer, also known as the Milwaukee Cannibal, was one of the most notorious serial killers in American history. He was responsible for the brutal murders of 17 men and boys between 1978 and 1991. The details of his crimes are both gruesome and disturbing, but understanding the psychology of Jeffrey Dahmer can give us insight into the mind of a serial killer. It's important to understand Dahmer's early life and childhood. Jeffrey Dahmer was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in 1960. He had a relatively normal childhood, but he was described as a shy and introverted child. As he got older, he became increasingly isolated and began to withdraw from social activities. He also struggled with feelings of loneliness and rejection. As a teenager, Jeffrey Dahmer began to exhibit early signs of psychopathy. He was known to torture and kill small animals, including cats and dogs. This behavior is often considered a warning sign of more serious antisocial behavior in adulthood. Jeffrey Dahmer struggled with his sexuality from a young age. He was attracted to men, but he grew up in a conservative, homophobic environment. This struggle with his sexuality contributed to his feelings of isolation and rejection. The evolution of Dahmer's crimes. Jeffrey Dahmer's first murder occurred in 1978, when he was just 18 years old. He picked up a hitchhiker and took him back to his house, where he killed him and dismembered his body. Over the years, Dahmer's crimes became increasingly gruesome and disturbing, as he experimented with necrophilia, cannibalism, and other forms of depravity. The psychology of Jeffrey Dahmer. So, what drove Jeffrey Dahmer to commit these horrific crimes? There is no single answer, but there are several psychological factors that likely contributed to his behavior. Jeffrey Dahmer exhibited many of the traits associated with antisocial personality disorder, including a lack of empathy, a disregard for the rights of others, and a willingness to engage in violent and criminal behavior. He also experienced sexual dysfunction. Jeffrey Dahmer's struggle with his sexuality likely contributed to his criminal behavior. He was attracted to men, but he was unable to form healthy relationships. His sexual dysfunction may have led him to seek out increasingly deviant forms of sexual gratification. Jeffrey Dahmer had a substance abuse problem. He struggled with alcoholism and drug addiction throughout his life. His substance abuse likely contributed to his impulsivity and poor decision-making, which in turn contributed to his criminal behavior. Jeffrey Dahmer experienced several traumatic events during his childhood, including his parents' divorce, his father's move to a different state, and his brother's departure for military service. These events may have contributed to his feelings of isolation and rejection, as well as his inability to form healthy relationships. The psychology of Jeffrey Dahmer is complex and multifaceted. There is no single explanation for his behavior, but there are several factors that likely contributed to his criminality. Understanding the psychology of serial killers like Dahmer can help us to better identify warning signs and prevent similar crimes from occurring in the future. Thanks for watching.